All right, Word Chapter 2A, page 195, starting in page 196. The first part is about creating a custom Word template. So let's go ahead and go to a blank document, and um, let's go up to the spacing. We haven't talked much about spacing, but we're going to choose no spacing, which is up here in the Home tab in the Styles group. So we're spacing set for no spacing. And we're going to go ahead and click on, I'll go ahead and type in Jennifer Garcia. That's step 6 on page 196, Garcia. Then we're going to hit enter. And then we're going to type 1776 Bay Cliff Drive, Tampa, Florida 33602. And then we're going to hit enter again. And we're going to type in the phone number of 727 555 0347. And we're going to space and put the email address of jgarcia@alcona.net. As the book says, go ahead and remove the hyperlink by right-clicking on the hyperlink and just selecting remove hyperlink. If those of you guys are wondering what a hyperlink is essentially something you can click and takes you somewhere. It doesn't necessarily have to be an email or a website. It can be somewhere within a document, but basically that's what a hyperlink is. So let's go ahead and select Ms. Garcia's name, and let's bold that, and let's change the font size to 16. And then we're going to grab the next 2 lines, and we're going to right align them like so. Okay, and let's go back up to here, and we want to go to the Home tab. We're going to put a line below this. And as I mentioned in the previous lesson, there are a number of different ways to do the same thing. We're going to go to the Paragraph tab right here, this little box, and we're going to drop this down and select Borders and Shading. Again, there are a number of different ways to get to this. So let's go ahead and change if it's not set for style, single line, let's make it set for single line. We're going to change the style to 3 point, the width to 3 point, and we're going to put it right below the bottom, and then we're going to click OK, creating essentially a line here. All right, let's go ahead and save this. We're going to save this as basically a template we can use for Letterhead. So let's go to File, let's go to Save As. We're going to choose a location, computer, and browse. I'm going to go to Homework, Chapter 2, and we're going to save type as Word template, and we're going to call this last name, which would be Shodel _Daniel _2B. Yeah, you can see I've already been doing this. Letterhead template. Okay, and then we're going to hit save. All right, and then we're going to go back to File, and we're going to close. Okay, now we want to take that template we just used a moment ago. We're going to create a letterhead out of that, a letter out of that letterhead. So let's go back to File. We're going to go back to New. Okay, we're going to hit Personal. We're going to click on the word Personal, and we're going to go ahead and select. As you can see, I already have 2 of these already. Go ahead to Shodel Daniel 2B letterhead template for our templates, and here we have our template. Okay. Good. So we have our template here. We have our new document created out of our template. Let's go ahead and save it. File, Save As, and we're going to choose Computer and Browse, and we're going to go back to the Homework folder. Chapter 2, and we're going to call this Shodel. Well, I should say your last name. 2B cover letter and we're going to hit save. All right, and we're going to go back. We're going to create. We're going to put a file tab. I'm sorry. We're going to put a header, a footer into our document. So we're going to go back to the Insert tab, and we're going to go back to Footer, and we're going to go back to Edit Footer, and again we're going to put the file name, so which is Quick Parts, Field, and File Name. And again, if this confuses you or you can't remember, you can always type this in. Okay. And then we're going to close this, and we're going to save. All right. Turning over to page 200, adding autocorrect option entries. Word has what's called autocorrect. What autocorrect essentially does is it corrects common misspellings. The way you get to it is you go to your file, you go to your options, and on the left hand side you select proofing, and you select autocorrect options. And there are a number here that you can see out here that as you type them, it fills it in for you. Okay, we're going to add a couple ourselves. So on the left hand side up here, we're going to add the word resume. So we're going to RUSUMEE, which is the misspelling, with the word RUSUM. Okay, you can hit add. Okay, we're also going to add the word computer. It's misspelled COMPUTR, with computers, COMPUTER, and we're going to add them. Okay, and you'll see here in a moment what that does. Okay, once you've done that, hit OK. You can also remove them, by the way, if there are, let's say, there are spellings that the words that you need to spell incorrectly. Well, not incorrectly. There are maybe the words that you have specifically for purpose. You can actually remove them by clicking on one of them and removing them. Okay. Let's go hit OK. Let's go back to our document, and let's go ahead and put our cursor down here, and we're going to hit enter 3 times, and we're going to the left line if you're like me. Okay, and let's go ahead and fill in the date. So go to the Insert tab, and we're going to go Date and Time, which is right here. You can see we have a number of different formats we can choose. We're going to choose this option, the third option down, but there are a number of options you could use. And we're going to hit OK. And then we're going to hit enter 4 times. Oh, by the way, I should put my tabs on here. If you're like me and you forgot to read tabs on. Let's go type in Miss Mary Walker Hulsman, Director, and Florida Port Community College Career Center, 2745 Oakland Avenue, St. Petersburg, Florida, 33713. All right. Hit enter 2 times, and we're going to type in Dear Miss Walker Hulsman, colon, 1, 2. All right, and now I'm going to demonstrate what I was talking about a moment ago in reference to the autocorrect. So I'm going to type, I am seeking a position in which, and I'm going to misspell this for the sake of the lesson, I can use my COMPUTR. You can see that Word automatically autocorrects that for you. And communication skills, my education and experience outlined on the enclosed RUSUMEE, corrected, includes, and I'll just fill in the rest of it, includes FPCC. All right. Now, this part of the lesson, we're going to go ahead and insert some text that we have downloaded. So we go ahead and hit enter 2 times, go back into the insert tab, and this is a review from the last lesson. Go to object and go to text from file. We're then going to search to where we have these our files, which I have in my hack folder. And we'll go to here, and which I want to verify it's the right text, and hit insert. Okay. All right, hit Creli. Hit enter 4 times. Genifrgarcia. 1, 2, and closure. Okay. So there is our litter. All right. Next part of the lesson, which is over on page 203, talks about finding and replacing text. Let's go ahead and Control Home to bring us to the top of the document. And in the Home tab, on the far right side, we see Find and we see Replace. The Find feature can be a very nice feature for, let's say, when you have a large document and you need to find specific items. Smaller documents, it really doesn't work quite as well with, but in a larger document, it does. But still, let's go ahead, let's Find. And let's type in AC. And you can see every place where the letters AC exists, it pops up. All right. Next part, let's close this. Let's talk about the Replace tool. Okay, and let's go up to Replace. And what we want to do in this part of the lesson, we're going to replace every instance of FPCC with Florida Port Community College. Okay, but it's important, by the way, to hit More and make sure you hit Match Case. And the reason that is if you don't do that, essentially what will happen is it will it'll change all of the text that you're replacing to uppercase. So it's important to make sure that you do that. So let's go ahead and hit Replace All. You should get a note saying we're all done, made 2 replacements. Okay. Okay, page 205. We're talking, or 204 to 205. Talk about moving and text to a new location. So let's go down to the second full paragraph. It begins with a permanent position. What we want to do is we want to switch days and hours. So we want to go ahead and select days. Double click on anything. It selects one word. If you triple click, it selects the entire paragraph. Okay, so we're going to double click the word days, and we're going to drag it over to here. And we're going to take hours and we're going to drag it here. Okay. You also work with cutting and pasting as well. All right. Let's do that again. For those of you guys that may have missed how I did that. Double click, drag, double click, drag, like so. Okay. All right. You can also do entire sentences. Let's go down here and grab "I am available for interview at your convenience." We get everything including the period, and then we're going to drag it to the end of this sentence. Okay, so again, you can do entire paragraphs. You can do entire paragraphs if you need to do. Okay, now let's go ahead and save it. All right, page 205, inserting a table into a document and applying table styles. Let's go ahead and we're going to put our cursor here at the end of the paragraph that begins as my resume illustrates. And let's go ahead and hit enter 1 time to create a little space. And let's go to the Insert tab. And we're going to go to Tables. And we're going to go 2 by 2. Okay, so we've inserted a 2 by 2 table. All right, in the first tab, we're going to type in Microsoft, Excel, and Microsoft. They don't like that word being misspelled, do they? Then we're going to tab over, and we're going to type in enter software test dates, and then we're going to tab down, we're going to type in Microsoft Word, and tab over and type in create and mail form letters. Okay. Okay. Now, if you click on here, this allows you to select the entire table. Okay, it's another way to select the entire table. Again, you can always go to the layout and select table as well, but it's another way to select the entire table. So we've selected the entire table, gone to the layout tab, and we're going to go to Autofit, and we're going to select Autofit Contents. What that does is basically it basically sizes the cells so they fit exactly in the contents. We look at Excel, we're going to talk about auto fitting, but that's basically what that does. Let's go back to the Design tab, and let's from here we're going to drop down the table styles under plain tables. We're going to select the second style that says table grid lights. Okay. Finally, we're going to, with the entire table selected, we're going to go ahead and center it, centering it exactly on the table, on the page. Okay, let's go ahead and create. Let's go ahead and create a little bit of space here. Okay. Okay. Page 206, using proofing options and printing an envelope. Proofing options mostly refers to spell checking, which I think the majority of us are relatively comfortable with, but we're going to talk about how to use the spell check anyways. Spell check, by the way, is located under review. As most of you know, you can actually you'll go individually by right-clicking on a word, or you can come up here and choose spelling and grammar. Now, what some people don't realize is that you can use both. Most people realize I think you can use one or the other. All right. So I've used the spell check. Here, this is a blue one, which is a grammar check. It's a correct spelling, but it's the wrong word. It's the wrong word. So we're going to hit change, and we're going to hit change, and we're going to hit change all. All right, and we're going to hit delete here to recognize a duplicate word, and then we're going to hit change. Okay, we're going to change. This is again and change, and that's basically the way you would use it. Here, this is, well, in this instance here we have a name which is spelled correctly, but they don't know it. So we have a couple options. One is you can hit ignore all, or you can hit add. For instance, like if your name, my last name is Shodel, S-C-H-O-E-D-E-L. I don't want Shodel to be always showing up, so I could hit add if I wanted to, and that way it would always, that word will never pop up as now in my dictionary. Okay, so that's how you use the spell check. I think most of us are familiar, but I did want to point that out to you as well. Okay, page 206, using the thesaurus. I'm sure if you don't know what a thesaurus is a very useful tool when writing. If you do a lot of writing, you probably know that a lot of times using the same word can be redundant. So what a thesaurus does, it gives you a chance to use a better word. Let's go to the paragraph that begins with a permanent, and we're going to find the word diversity, which is always a little fun finding these words. Again, you can always go to the right here. All right, and we have a couple different options. You can go back up to here and hit thesaurus on the right hand side. So we've chosen the thesaurus, and we want to go to variety. We can go to here, drop this down, and hit insert. Okay, so that's how you could use the thesaurus. Okay. Another way is if you go to the word excellent. Again, if you have trouble finding, you can always go to home, find, E-X-C-E-L-E-N-T. All right. I'm sorry. I'm using the wrong word. I'm sorry. Exceptional. Exceptional. You can also right-click on this as well and go to synonyms and choose excellent. So that's another way of using the thesaurus. Okay. All right. Let's go back. Let's save this. Let's go to File, under Subject. I'm sorry. We're going to Info, Properties, and under Subject, we're going to type in cover letter. All right, we're not quite done yet, though we're not quite done yet. I'm sorry, you put your own name as well. Sorry. Properties. Okay. Okay. Page 209, addressing and printing an envelope. So let's go up to our document here. And we're going to go ahead and select the address. Okay. So we're select the 4 names here like so. And we're going to go to mailings. And we're going to go to envelopes. Okay. And as the book says, give it a moment, as the book says, once it comes up, the name here is, this is the delivery address. From here we want to type in our Mrs. Garcia's information. Okay, so let's type in Jennifer Garcia and type in enter, type in her address 1776 Bay Cliff Drive, Tampa, Florida 33602. Okay, and let's click on options. Okay, and then we would print. And then we would print, which we're not actually going to do. I just wanted to show you how to do that. Okay, excellent. Now let's go ahead and close file and close. Okay, the last part of the lesson, we're going to look at using a template. Now this lesson, in this class, we don't talk about templates, but I'm a big fan of templates. There are a lot of really good templates out there that you can use to make your life a lot easier. I've had students come back in the past who needed to create a brochure, and they've actually used the templates. So my suggestion for you, if you have some time on your own to go through some of the templates, there's even some fun templates out there you can create. Greeting cards, holiday cards, you can create invitations, a lot of really cool templates. In this lesson, we're going to look at a simpler template, but there are a lot of neat ones. So let's go to File, let's go to New, and under Search for online templates, let's type in Resume References. Make sure you're typing this correctly, because if you're like me and you misspell, you may not find what you're looking for. Let's go ahead and hit let's search. Give it a moment. Again, this will kind of wait depending on how much, how long it takes to get how good your internet connection is. We're going to go ahead and choose the first one, which is right here. As the book says here, it's basically a 3-item template. And we're going to go ahead and click on this guy, and we're going to click on Create. Okay, Create. One thing I do want to point out to you, while I have this open, the book doesn't really mention this. Provided by Microsoft Corporation. And the reason it says this is because other companies, such as, for instance, if you're looking for resumes, companies like Monster, companies who are will actually provide templates out there for you. It's kind of a way for them to get some free advertising, but there are a lot of really cool templates out there. So click Create, and here we go. So this is our template. Let's go ahead and save this. Let's go to File, and we're going to go to Save As, Computer, and Browse. And we're going to go back to our homework folder, Chapter 2. We're going to change this to Shodel Daniel, again your name, to the reference list, and hit Save. Okay. Turning over to page 212, these are what's called placeholders. If you click in any of these, for instance, you can fill in your information. So let's go ahead and let's fill in her information. Jennifer Garcia. Her address would be 1776 Bay Cliff Drive, Tampa, FL 33602. Her phone number is going to be 727 555 0347, And the email finally is going to be jgarcia@alcona.net. Okay. As you can see here, essentially, we can just fill the information, your reference name, Dr. Tracy Scott. Title would be Professor. Would be Florida Port Community College. Okay, I think it's very simple to do this. 2745 Oakland Avenue, St. Petersburg, Florida 33713. And you can fill in the email address would be tsott@fpccscience.edu. Oh, I think I forgot something here. Okay. Phone number will be 727-555-0974. Okay. All right. All right. Professor at Florida Port Okay. All right, and that's basically the way you'd fill the information. I'll let you guys fill the rest of the information in. Finally, let's go ahead and go to File, and let's go to Info, Properties. And as we've done a couple times here, let's go here and type in the subject would be Reference List. Make sure you use your name here.